on, dude. We're on the Drowning Fish podcast.
Let's go. Hold on, let me get this little float.
Yeah, move it however you want, bro. Make yourself comfortable.
Face you a little bit more. All right, how's that?
Cool. Yeah, looks perfect.
Sweet.
So this is Jake Ward. I actually met him on Instagram, social media, and he's a cool dude. Pretty solid fella. If you want to introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
So do I look there?
I mean, you could look wherever you want, dude. I don't care.
I'm Jake. I'm the head videographer at Harding University. Graduated from college a little over a year ago.
Okay.
But since then, I've just been making videos, animation, some audio things here and there. You know how it goes.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of animation do you work on?
Usually it's just like motion graphics, kind of just logos, or like event graphics, or sometimes there would be a campaign or something that needs a logo that moves.
So for creatives out there that don't have a lot of, let's say, like a computer, like a really good computer with like good like graphic design computer, with CPU and GPU and stuff like that, what is something that people could get started on? Like a lot of people are doing even graphic design like on their phone,
Yeah, I know. Phones have so much capability these days. Like with I think Adobe has something that's like Adobe Premiere Rush or Adobe Rush or something. You can just edit a full video on your phone.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, there's like Lightroom for your phone for photographers, and it's just there's so many options. And then I'm sure you could get some bootleg thing off the internet somewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable with your phone. You can shoot on your phone, edit, record audio, whatever you need to do. Just get out and make stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't know about that Adobe Premiere Rush. That's something I'd like looking at, because when I sit at my computer and I open Adobe Premiere, and like I told you, I have the bootleg 2020 edition.
Sir.
I'm just like, dude, this is like super outdated. I don't have like internet here yet, so I'm just like working with what I got. So sometimes I find myself editing on my phone,
Yeah.
and it's just like and because I'm so new to editing that I just don't know how to maneuver around Adobe Premiere. That's something that I'm kind of struggling with right now. But yeah, for a lot of I've seen a lot of like TikToks and stuff like that on how people can help basically people and creators helping other creators how to like navigate through Adobe Premiere or CapCut or stuff like that, Do you have like TikTok and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't post anything on there. I'm not savvy enough for that.
Gotcha.
Also, don't want to be labeled as one of those.
One of the TikTokers?
No.
I
did think about it though at one point.
Yeah, I didn't want to at first. Like I was really against TikTok when it came out. I was like, dude, I fell into the whole propaganda of like it's Chinese, like, and then I was like, well, you know what? Who cares if it is, dude? Like, what? I don't have anything to hide.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what do people think China's gonna gain? Maybe I'm speaking out of line here, but what do people think China's gonna gain if you, I don't know, are looking at thirst traps or like out here looking at, I don't know, on my For You page, there's a lot of Photoshop AI going on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, do they want to know like my high level score on Temple Run? I don't know, dude.
Exactly.
I don't have anything to hide as far as like phone stuff goes, like I don't care if they steal my data. I'm still going to post.
I mean, granted, I'm sure I'm speaking out of ignorance here, but I mean, it's a little much.
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't care, dude. Like I just post on TikTok. I didn't want to post on TikTok when I first got on there. But now I'm posting on, I was super against it. Like I was like, I'm not going to fall for TikTok,
Yeah.
And then I just started posting and it's whatever. But it's definitely a space where new people can kind of view like your stuff and your creations and stuff. But
For sure.
dude, I'm just having the hardest time right now on Instagram, like gaining an audience, and it's so hard.
It's the industry is so saturated right now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. You really got to play that algorithm if you want to be seen. It's crazy.
Yeah. On my last episode I did it with a friend. He's an artist. He's a rapper.
Oh,
We were discussing how I'm on this weird thing right now where I want my audience to grow, but at the same time I don't care what the audience has to say,
cool. Right,
like
right.
something like uh something that Rick Rubin said, and I'm saying this on this podcast, but focus on the audience last, and then just focus on what you want to create and put out
Yeah.
there, and then the people will come eventually. Like the people that want to see your art will come eventually. Is that something that you think could be true for a lot of artists?
Oh, 100%. One thing that I sort of kind of live by in my creative endeavors is that you have to inspire yourself first before you can inspire someone else. Because I mean, really, anything creative, it's kind of coming out of your soul, you know, like it's coming from the depths of your being, and so like if you're not making something from there, and that's where you're truly inspired, at least in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and in my experience. But if you aren't touching that part of you, and the stuff you're making is coming out of that part, then I mean, how can you expect it to touch someone else? You know?
Right. Yeah. So I had a question for you, and it was just a quite like you don't have to get into details, but
Sure.
do you have any like I know that you're a videographer. Do you have any projects that you're working on um that you're kind of like? Do you ever put projects on a back burner to focus on other projects? Like, should you handle more than one project at a time?
Yeah, so currently I have quite a few projects on the back burner. It's actually really tragic. So yesterday I was sitting there editing a video for the Child Safety Center here at Cersei. Just
Mm-hmm.
just like an overview video of what they're about over there and kind of what they do for families, which is very, very great work that they do over there. Um, but I was sitting there editing, and my roommate put the Roomba, just started the Roomba just going around the room, and it just the stupid thing went right into a corner and just got caught on some cords. I'm like, okay, I'll just go fix it, right? So I set my laptop down. This is my like editing laptop. And so I set it down, go pick the cord up, and the laptop just slides right off
Oh
the piece of
no.
furniture, and it just happens to hit the corner of a chest and just shatters the screen. The screen is just gone. And so I'm having to put a lot of things on the back burner right now.
Yeah. Yeah, for
but
sure. Without a screen, it's pretty
yeah,
tough.
yeah. Which if that ever happens to anyone listening to this podcast, the solution until you can get it fixed is to plug up your TV.
Yeah. Or so
So
are you airplaying it, or do you have a dongle, like, are you
yeah, I got
just
a HDMI cord.
okay, yeah.
But to answer your question, yeah, I mean, I think you should have multiple projects going on at once. I think that sometimes helps me whenever I like find a creative block or something in a video or in a piece of art or any kind of work that I'm doing. It helps just to shift my brain a little bit because I'll work full time at Harding, filming, editing, animating, whatever, and then I have to go home and edit again, and it's like sometimes the constant editing is just a lot, and so it helps me to then start on like grad school or something, or go to that. Right now, one of my projects on the back burner is a short film that I was the director of photography for. We filmed it in Missouri, and I've had to put that thing on the back burner for like months now. I feel so bad about it, but um, honestly, if you're not in the headspace, then I mean, there's not much you can do about it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think there is times when you have to like force yourself to get in that headspace, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, that's something that I kind of struggle with right now because I'll do something like I'll write a piece, but I know that I have to kind of get out of that writing mentality and go back to like if I'm editing a video or if I'm posting a video or if I'm making sure that my audio is synced or whatever. just like little. It's hard for me to get out of the headspace that I'm in to go do something that I know that has to get done.
Yeah.
So that's currently what I'm struggling with, you know. But I saw this TikTok today, and then we talked about this last time, about this AI that I'd have to do a lot of stuff, but AI that basically helps you kind of cut and edit your videos, and that's
Yeah.
probably something that I'm going to look into because it's going to save me a lot of time.
Yeah, and see, it's honestly frightening to hear you say that as a professional video editor, because I feel like a lot of people are gonna start thinking that way.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just read an article not a few days ago, and it had this guy, and he was talking about how AI can actually just go through and make an entire video from scratch, just like shots and everything. It was crazy. Like he generated an avatar that looked just like him, like 3D rendered just like him.
Oh, wow.
Created a voice that sounded like his, and like it found B-roll shots from stock footage sites, and then just wrote a script, set it, edited it all within like a couple hours. Like it was
Damn.
crazy.
Yeah.
A little frightening. It's still a terrible video, but like
It's a foundation, maybe, you know, like if you are, I see it this way, like, and I've went on Chat GPT and kind of just gotten some ideas from there as well. But at the end, we're the ones that have to finish the project, you know, like we're the ones that if we see something that we want to edit and we want to make ours and maybe put like our type of music in it, you know, I think it's going to be up to us to kind of make it like you said last time. We talked about this last time for the people listening. It's basically going to need heart and soul, and that's where it's going to come from. It's going to come from us, because I don't see AI doing that. I see AI doing the fundamentals.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny you bring up this AI stuff, because me and my coworker were just talking about it. She's a copy editor and a writer, so she's really worried about ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But what she was talking about was she read this article that it kind of talked about how ChatGPT and AI and stuff, it pulls from existing things, and so it doesn't actually create anything.
Mm-hmm.
It just like copies other things and formats and stuff. So creation still lies within the human mind.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, there's been times where have felt like I'm stealing other people's content, though. I don't know if you've ever gotten this, but sometimes I'll try to copy or try to mimic something, and then I'll get like imposter syndrome, like severely bad.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm trying to get away from. But at the same time, you know, like I'm not trying to make the audience fall in love with me yet. You know, this is just something I want to create, but I don't even know where I was going with this, dude. I just lost my train of thought.
No, that's a good point to bring up, because I mean, I think part of being an artist is to feed off each other too. I mean, it's not just like AI taking different parts of research and just piecing it together into something that makes sense. It's like you integrate someone else's style or like this person's style, and then something from yourself and makes a whole new style. Like, I mean, there's a really interesting book out there, and it's really just small, and it's basically a picture book, so it's really easy for us videographers to understand. But it's called Steal Like an Artist, and it basically just talks about just that, just taking things and putting yourself into it as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that a lot of people who try to create don't understand, is like, especially with drawing, like you can't draw anything without a reference unless you have done it like a million times. But I mean, I'm doing hand quotes, but like quote unquote real artists, I mean, they do it all the time. I mean, that's just, we us artists feed off of each other.
Yeah. I think there's a quote about it, like, good artists steal, great artists I think I butchered that completely.
Yeah.
Good artists copy, great artists steal, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But yeah, I was in a discussion with somebody, and then he brought up a really solid point. This guy's 60 years old, and I just
Uh-huh.
love talking to older people.
Oh, I do too.
He said, "What came first? Art or the creation of art? Like what inspired art to happen?
Mm.
Was it life or art? What came first? Because I feel like in today's art, or people that are artists today, were influenced by culture, media, whatever, society and what's going on, or social environments and stuff like that. There's artists in different parts of the world where they are experiencing a whole different type of culture, and they're possibly creating an art that we've never seen.
Yeah.
You know, that's just something that I don't know what I'm trying to get to again, but it's just something that really hit my mind, because I feel like, and you're a traveled person, like I'm sure you've seen a lot of good art out there. Is there like a place or country that you have seen or visited that is just like, wow, like this is a place where artists can come and get influenced by?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many just super cool places on this planet, and I mean, I really think that, like, going back to your thing where you said, like, which came first, like, what'd you say, like, life or art?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of think life is art a little bit in a certain lens. Um, when I went to New Zealand, there was a art studio that I just happened to stumble upon for whatever reason, and this artist had created, or, like, I don't know, this new technique of, like, a finish for his paintings. So he would, paint these gorgeous mountains or whatever from New Zealand. Great, anyone can paint mountains. Not really, that was a joke.
All right.
Uh, but then he, like, put this finish on it that was, like, sort of glossy, but it took light and reflected it in a different way than normal. And so, like, his paintings actually illuminated a little bit. And so, like, when the lights were on, or depending on how the light hit the painting, it looked different. And so, I mean, that's just so inspirational to see such innovation and stuff. Um, as one time when I went to India, we went to the Taj Mahal. Just seeing that in person, like, the craftsmanship, and just it's just inspiring to see other people do other stuff that's amazing. And
Yeah.
so I don't know if that answers your question or not, but I mean, just seeing what's capable, or, like, what's possible out there.
Yeah.
So
When it comes to architecture, could also be an art, and I
yeah,
call them artists. They're probably some of the better artists out there, because they
absolutely.
create something that is timeless.
Yeah,
Um,
if
is
they're a good architect.
if they're good, yeah. No, I follow this page that's like weird architecture. It's like super
Uh-huh.
super weird, but even the weird stuff I'm intrigued by, because I think that the weirder you are, the more I'm just attracted to, like, the weirdness of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Is that why you had me on the podcast?
Yeah, because you're super super weird. No, I'm having you on, dude, because I'm seriously intrigued. I mean, how I found this guy was on just social media, and I just shot him a DM out of nowhere, and he was like, "Yeah, let's meet up and let's break the ice and let's see what's gonna happen."
Yeah, it is awesome. It's really fun to have people just reach out and just wanting to chat. It's rare these days.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been messaging some people, and the hardest thing to do is um, align schedules.
Yeah,
So
I
I
imagine.
mean, I value people's time tremendously, because
Mm,
I value my time tremendously. So I appreciate you
amen.
coming out, man. So
Of course, yeah.
um, let's see what else I wrote down,
Yeah.
because my brain's so bad. I got Biden brain. What do you think makes a story great? Like, what are, like, if you could pick a few fundamentals that make a story great or a timeline great, what would those things be?
I think just right off the top of my head, um, I think emotion has a lot to do with it. Um, I'm not the greatest storyteller myself, but I do know that if I like incorporate emotion in at least my work, then I know it will touch people easier. Trying to think. I don't know how religious I can get on the podcast,
Dude, go speak, bro. It's
but
whatever you want to say, dude.
I mean, I think one of the ways that we are similar to God is in our emotions and our capacity for emotion. And so I I really think that just I don't know, man, they're just powerful. They're just so powerful.
Yeah.
And so I think if like a story or something can make you feel something, then that's what makes you change, your life if you need to,
Oh
or
yeah.
it's 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 what makes you go forward, loving people. And I mean, it's to me it's the core for like everything is emotion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's been times where art has made me, or not art, but maybe even videos or movies and films and stuff like that. Music can make you feel love. It can make you feel sad. It can make you feel joy
Oh
and
yeah.
pain. I think all those emotions are super healthy to have, especially when it comes to art. Um, do you, whenever you make a video, and I know you work obviously for Harding, but do you have any projects that you work on yourself that maybe you're just working on? It's probably an emotional piece, but is it like, what do you lean towards? Do you lean towards joyful, loving pieces? Because every artist is different.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah, no,
lean
that's
towards?
a great question. Um, with my videos, it's usually like more of an empowering, uplifting thing, especially for Harding, because like even in marketing, because that's kind of where my specialties lie, with videos and marketing pieces. Um, but I mean, like with Harding specifically, I tend to make my videos more empowering, and sort of more dramatic and grandiose than they need to be. But I mean, that's people seem to really like it. I mean, that's what they like. For myself, like my personal projects, I tend, especially when I'm like drawing, because sometimes I'll do some drawing or with like digital art or something like that. But I tend to go more of a darker, moodier, sort of sad route, sort of sad, sort of cynical, sort of. I don't know. It's usually pretty dark.
Yeah.
Um, One of my short films I did for a senior capstone in college, it won a couple awards at the school film fest. But it was basically about this guy who was trapped in this daily routine of going to work and getting yelled at by his boss, and then um, at the end he quit. But it was like there was no words in the entire short film. It was
Mhm.
just, I think it was like 7 or 8 minutes of silence and sound effects and stuff. But at the end, he like threw this black goo up, that was supposed to represent all of these just like bad things that he was finally getting out. It was bad to watch and bad to experience, but at least he got it out, kind of
Yeah.
thing. And so, yeah, it was pretty gross.
What'd you use for the goo?
We I'm trying to remember. It was like I know we had black food coloring, and I'm pretty sure there was. Oh yeah, it was a naked smoothie,
Oh,
like one of
okay.
those like green. I think it was a Green Machine naked smoothie
Mm.
with black food coloring, and it just about stained the guy's face with like black. It
Yeah.
was really funny, but yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get more into like like visual, like blood,
Mhm.
throw up, stuff like that. But yeah, that's another aspect of like when you're one man band, you have to think about
Yes.
what can I use cheaply to make this project as effective as possible,
Yeah.
on a budget. Which I'm basically doing. Look at my lights, dude. They're so bad.
Hey,
Dude,
honestly,
my lights are so bad.
those setups are the best. They can't be beat.
Dude, I got these Amazon lights for like $70 and they're the worst. I don't even use them because they're so bad. I was like, man, these are the worst lights
Yeah,
possible.
I
But
got you.
I definitely want to get a box light because it's pretty weird in here. You can hear the droning in the lights. It's just
Yeah.
luckily the mics don't pick it up.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, honestly, that window light's pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, I had to do a janky setup for my lights. I had just bought these like $200 LED panels, and I used them for a bunch of Harding stuff because they didn't give me any lights at the time. But the screw to attach it to a C stand got stripped, and so I sent it back home to my parents. Where my grandpa, who has this like big shop, like drilled a new hole in it. It was like the most janky thing you've ever seen. It's hilarious.
Did it work?
Yeah,
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 there
they
you
fixed
go.
it.
I love that, dude. Let me check the camera real
Yeah,
quick.
you good.
I think we only have that 30-minute timer.
Yeah.
Need to invest in a better camera. A lot of things.
I've heard some good things about that camera. Which one's that again? The A6000?
Yeah, A6000.
Yeah, I've heard some really good things about it.
Yeah. You have a really good. You have like. You have one of my dream cameras.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's pretty sweet. I love it. But it's also my job and how I pay
Yeah.
bills, so
It's definitely a tool. Definitely a tool for you, man.
yeah.
Let's see what else I had for you. What are some inspirations, or do you have any artists out there, people that inspire you to work on your own projects, like your creative side?
Yeah, there are two artists like more traditional like artists in a traditional sense that I just love to watch, and they're really modern day. They're digital artists. One of them's name is Ross Tran, and he runs a YouTube channel called Ross Draws, and then the other guy's name is like Sam something. I forget his last name, but he is like Sam does art or something on YouTube. But the way they use lighting in their pieces, like I try to incorporate that lighting in video, which is hard to do since it's a drawing. But it's like the vibrant colors and stuff. I don't know. It's like everything's glowing. And honestly, I didn't really think about that until you just asked that about using their techniques in my videos, which I don't know. It's just kind of cool. But as far as like specific names, I don't really have any. I don't follow a lot of cinematographers or editors or producers or anything like that. Um, I'll give you an example. Last night I went to go see the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
How
that
was it?
it was like it was just the most insane, wild thing you've ever seen. It was like almost too much for your eyes to even comprehend because of just the visual beauty that was in front of you. Like it took my friend 12 hours to even speak after seeing it.
Really?
Yes.
Did you guys go here in town or
Yeah,
somewhere?
yeah.
Okay, I might have to go see that
Oh
movie.
my goodness.
I'm not a big superhero movie fan, but Spider-Man's pretty dope.
No, yeah. It's not at this point it's not even a superhero movie. It's just like whoever was the creative director on that, they were going through it because like you can just tell that was a cry for help is what that was. That was just
That's so
like
funny.
it was just pure raw emotion is what I got out of it. It was just beautiful. But yeah, it just like it really inspired me to try to put that kind of just like vulnerability in my own work,
Yeah.
which is hard when you're
It's
doing it
yeah.
for a company. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's made me want to make something, and so I guess that's kind of how I get inspired. It's just like I see something. It doesn't matter who it's by. It's just if I see something that touches me in a way, then it makes me want to do the same for someone else.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, being putting everything out there is super, it's hard to do.
Hmm. Scary.
It's super hard and scary because you don't know how people are going to react.
Yeah.
Um and it not only is it scary for that, but it's scary for you because these are like this is who you are, you know?
Mm.
And just putting that out there is really it's a tough thing to do. I've done a couple things, but I wanted to ask you more about drawing because you said you've been drawing. Have
Yeah.
you um done anything like on canvas or anything with paints and stuff?
Sort of. When I was first starting out, I was just kind of testing different mediums to see what I liked the best. I never really got into like painting. I was more as far as like traditional, like physical mediums. It was charcoal. That was my all-time favorite in high school and in college. And then when I got further in college, digital art was the way to go for me.
Gotcha. I definitely that's something I've looked into for the past couple weeks, and I've visualized myself like setting up like putting stuff on a floor so I don't mess it up and
Yeah,
just drawing on a canvas, just going crazy with brushes and pens and
for
stuff.
sure.
Um, because I don't know if that's dead, you know. I don't know. A lot of people go to graphic design, and I do see some paintings because I'm following them now,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's whatever you consume is kind of what you put out there as well. But it's kind of something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, so I figured I'd get your input on that.
Yeah, no, I definitely think you should. I mean, if nothing else, it, you know, help you get through the day kind of thing. I
Yeah,
mean, it's just to me it's relaxing in the sense that my brain is just turned off. Like it's just focusing on right there on the screen or on the piece of paper that I'm drawing on and whatever's in my headphones. It's just a good time to detach a little
yeah,
bit in a healthy way.
yeah. No, that's awesome, dude. That's definitely something I need because I find myself like in my head way too much.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that I can do. It used to be video games for me, like,
Mm.
and now video games are trash. So I don't. I'm just like this is terrible.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, I mean like to me it's about like you get to live in your own world for a second. Like you get to create just this environment or this moment in time and you get to just exist in this fabricated thing that was in your head but now it's in the real world. I
yeah,
don't know. I just think that's a cool concept.
yeah, for sure. I've heard of people getting. I don't know. It's like a high when you're reading. You know, you get
Yeah.
like so into the book that you can't even remember the last time you took a breath.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
that's definitely something I want to. I'm looking forward to it. I'm
yeah.
looking forward to it, and um, I can't wait, dude. But
Yeah, just jump in there, man.
do you draw on your laptop? Do you have a pad? Like, what do you?
Yeah, so I started out just connecting a cheap little like $20 tablet to my computer. And then I just kind of upgraded tablets and then I got an iPad with one of those little pencils. But yeah.
Nice. I had one of those, but I didn't know how to use it, so I gave it away, dude. It's like $90, dude. I
Oh,
hated
jeez.
myself for it. I was like, dude, I don't know how to use this. You can have it. I have another friend who um actually made this. Let me show you real quick.
Yeah.
It's on this teddy bear behind me. This this homeless
Oh,
man on
that's
the
awesome.
back. He made
That's
that.
sick.
And the concept behind this is basically like anyone could listen to this podcast.
Yeah,
Anyone could listen or consume this, and maybe
absolutely.
a homeless man could be listening to this right now. And I think that's crazy.
Yeah,
I
no,
think that
it's
that is insane. But I also had this super weird like spiritual breakthrough where I got to a point where I was like, dude, I'll do anything to follow my craft. Like even if I become homeless, at least I'm gonna be on that path of
Yeah.
as a creative. So there's different like stories to that homeless man, but that's pretty dope.
That's awesome. You
I'm
have
a-
a talented friend.
I'm gonna get him. I got him a T-shirt. I gotta get a T-shirt. What's your size?
Large.
Large, cool. Bet. Um, that I don't really have anything else, dude. I just wanted to.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to waste too much of your time
Oh,
either.
you're not wasting my time.
What do you got planned for tonight?
I'm gonna
Any-
be editing some more video.
This dude doesn't stop working.
It's a pain. And editing on my TV since my screen is destroyed.
Yeah, I've tried doing stuff on my TV, dude. It makes my head hurt.
Yeah, you got to get those blue light glasses. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess are those prescription?
They're prescription blue light, but
Okay.
something about a big screen, and I have like my TV at home is trash, dude. Like it's 4K, but the frames per second is really bad, and
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're trying to do stuff on there, it's horrible.
I'm pretty sure mine's like 720 or something stupid. Like, how am I even editing video on that thing?
That's fun, dude. You got to get through it, man. You got to get through it for sure. Yeah, dude. Do you have anything you want to add to the podcast? Usually I tell the guests like add your little flavor to the end, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just say if you're thinking about creating, then just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the only thing stopping you is yourself and the fear of starting. So I'd say just do it.
Yeah. I've been on that same message for a while, man. Like there's a lot of people who I think will benefit from just starting what they want to do, like
Yeah.
if it's baking, like bicycling, like whatever
Yeah.
it may be, reading a book, just start. Life's pretty short.
Yeah, no, I mean, make stuff for yourself. Don't. I mean, you don't even have to show anyone. Like, just do it to do it, and then you can start showing people just to get used to that. It's just like baby steps.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. Cool, man. All right. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate you so much, dude. Everyone that's listening, go follow this guy. I'll leave his stuff in the description. Super cool guy. If you got any projects or anything like that, I'm gonna send them your way. I know he's like super busy. I'm just giving him more work,
Yeah,
dude. I don't know.
I love my work. So if you've got any, let me know.
For sure, yeah. I can't help him, dude. I'm terrible. I'm just barely getting this started. So, yeah, man, hit up Jake if you got any stuff that you need to work on, any graphic design or logos or stuff like that. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks for having me.
For sure, dude. Thank you.
Awesome.